All right, collective. So there are a few position responsibilities that we need to be absolutely clear about before we play against high level opponents. So one thing, first of all, we're at red in this situation right here. We've got a 2-1-2 formation. We've got the ball. One thing I want to make pretty clear is that our midfielder really shouldn't be exchanging positions with other players here. The forwards, they can feel free to exchange positions all they like and to play off as midfielder. But the midfielder really shouldn't be going into the box too much because the midfielder really should think of themselves as a first line of defense. Um, so this midfielder really is all about bringing the ball up here and distributing to the forwards, and the forwards finishing or shooting right here on the goal. I just want to make the responsibility of the midfielder a little bit more clear, because what we have been doing is we've been moving these players up. This player then moves back. Maybe this player come in for a shot or whatever. And it leads to chances, but it also leads to lots of defensive vulnerabilities. So I want to just have us play more in our positions when we go forward. That means the midfielder isn't really crashing in and onto goal, and the forwards are really trying to make most of the opportunities to take most of the shots. And the defenders are here to support. Of course, you can bring the ball back to them, and they can distribute the ball around and try to work it back around towards a forward, or dribble in and close enough to shoot. That's fine. But I want to make sure that this midfielder is able to get back on defense. And that is like in this situation right here. Let's say we lose the ball right here. We take a shot, it's wide, and then they get the ball back in the corner. Okay, this kind of situation happens all the time. Now, the first thing I want to have happen here is, instead of having our defenders back, because this is what we've tended to do, we've given them all the space back here to work with, and them to take the ball and to dribble in on us. Instead of that, I want us to be pushing up as much as we can. So, in this situation right here, let's say we've lost the ball. Instead of backing off, what I want to have happen here is I want to have the near side defender and the midfielder form the edges of a diamond, just for the immediate kind of pressing of the ball. So I want to have the midfielder and the nearest defender form these sorts of zones. So a zone that's in front of the half line like this, right here, and this guy, since the ball's on this side over here, that's the zone that this player would be in, and then a zone something like this for the midfielder to back into. So if you've lost the ball right here, you don't really have to move that much. You're just right here, and when we start pressing the ball, after we lose it, we're gonna have this defender drop back. The far side defender drops back and provides this sort of safety net. So you're here to watch any player that might be coming in behind us. If this player just stays off over here, then feel free to come up and help apply more pressure to them. But what tends to happen is they tend to have a player that sprints down the middle, and I want you to be there to pick them up. You're the emergency kind of cover right back there. So you're that last player back in defense. Now, when this player gets the ball right here, these two players are in a zone, so you're picking up any players that come into your zone. So this player's right here, that person's going to pick him up. This player's right here, this person's going to pick him up. Great. Now, these top forwards, as soon as you lose the ball, you're here to scramble around and apply as much pressure as you possibly can. You just hate the fact that we've lost the ball, and you're going to put in most of your defensive energy right at the beginning because you want to win the ball right back and get an easy shot in on goal. So you're going to be harassing the ball carrier. You're going to be finding the other lanes. You two up here, you're like these. You're just chaos agents of chaos up here. You're just kind of causing as much trouble as you possibly can for them to get the ball out. We want to make it difficult for them to get the ball out. If they get it out all the way over here, let's say this player gets out over here, that's okay. We now can recover. So as the time that it takes for the ball to move over there, we can recover back and become a little bit more solid defensively. Okay. Again, these two players are going to be working together in this sort of zone, and this player is the defender right here, and is the emergency kind of defender back over here, and these two are going to shuffle over and still try to apply pressure. Okay, so these top forwards here are applying pressure. These two are providing sort of zonal coverage. That the zone will shift. So in this case, the ball's over here, so now the zone shift over here. So now this circle is now over here. This is the new circle for number 4. It's over here. And so now this is your zone over here. And now for number 3, this is now the defender. You're back in the middle over here. Okay? So that's the sort of zonal pressure that we're going to apply right when we lose the ball or if they try to work the ball out from their back. With these two forwards working in tandem, you're thinking about where the other players are and where you can cut off any passing lane so we can get a nice pressure on the ball and win it back and have an easy goal. We're going to get lots of goals like this if we do it right. If we apply pressure in the right way, if these two players right here are able to apply the pressure. Okay? Now, what if they now break the pressure and they move the ball over half field? Now, we've been kind of discussing this for a while, and I think after considering this for some time, I'm fairly convinced that what we should do is we should switch into a man-to-man defense. So as soon as they break our half field, I'd like us to try to work back into a man-to-man defense. And we can have other kind of markers too as soon as the ball crosses. Let's say maybe this is the marker that we decide. But for now, let's just say the half field line. As soon as they cross that half field line, boom, we're in man-to-man defense. So what does that mean? So if this player is over here, then your job is to get back over here and to slow that ball down. Okay, let's say that you slow the ball back down over here. You're recovered, great. And so now this player is over here with the ball. At this point, as soon as the ball's over here, you need to pick up a man. Whoever is nearest you, you're picking up. So this 2 is now picking up number 6. This player right here, you have to communicate with number 5 who you're going to be picking up. Maybe I would guess that since you're the furthest person back, you would pick up this player over here who's probably going to be running over here. Number 5 is going to pick up number 4, and 6 is going to drop back and pick up their player as soon as they come on anywhere near the goal. Now, you don't really have to play all that strong man-to-man defense as soon as the ball crosses the line and your player, let's say the closest player to you, so your number 3 over here, is number 5. You don't need to be stuck onto them like glue right now. You can help out and try to play defense as much as you can, but always thinking about your man. Now, you're going to be sticking with this man until we win the ball back, okay? So you're sticking with this man wherever they go. If they go over here, you're with them. You're moving over there with them, and you're a goal side of them, and you're stopping them. You're tight with them as much as you can be. Okay, so we're just sticking with our man. As soon as they've crossed the half line, you've picked up a man. You know who you've got, who your responsibility is. If they're all the way back over here, okay, well, we don't really have to bother with them right now. We can look and we can try to help out on defense if we need to, if they're just going to stay back on defense the entire time. But likely they're going to come over here, and so you're going to need to pick them up. Okay, so this is a different focus for us. We're going to be completely man-to-man defense here. So that means that we're going to have to be very, very, very disciplined when the ball carrier is in on us, and we're not going to dive in on the ball. If we dive in and they dribble past us, then then our defense kind of, it breaks a bit. We need then to recover. So the nearest man to the ball then needs to come to the ball. If that then leaves this player open and then they can be open for the pass, well then this player really is guarding 2 players at this moment until this player can come back and recover. Okay? And it's okay to switch guys if this sort of thing happens. You can switch men, just communicate. Now I've got the ball player, or the person with the ball. It's pretty clear that you've got the person with the ball. So you can just stay with that person right now. Okay, just stick with your man. It's a man-to-man defense when the ball's in our half. Okay, so that's all I really wanted to say. First, we've got a zone. If they've got the ball in their half, we're playing a zone with a midfielder and the near side defender, with the far side defender playing as a sort of emergency player, and the front 2 forwards applying pressure. And then as soon as the ball breaks past half, then we're going to be playing man-to-man defense. Now, if we're good at this man-to-man defense and we decide that, hey, we can play more of a zonal system, that's great. But I think we really need to focus on guarding our man, because just a few steps here and then this player is wide open for a shot. So we need to make sure that we're sticking with our man and always be conscious of the man. It's a little bit different from outdoor, that you can't look at the ball as much. But I think it's actually good training for outdoor, because you need to be aware of your man in outdoor as well. We play zonally in outdoor, but you're picking up your man within your zone. So it's a kind of a hybrid of man-to-man and zonal defense. So just watch your man, make sure that you've got your man, that your man is not going to be making any kind of sudden runs in on goal and get a wide open shot. You've got to always be conscious of that man first, and then secondly, where the ball is. Um, but your man is your first priority. So you're sticking with them and you're shutting them down. You're trying to just deny them any kind of shot, any kind of passing lane, anything that they can get the ball and shoot on goal. Okay? So it's a bit of a change for us, but I think we can do it. I'll see you guys on Wednesday.